What you doing, gamers? I'm the AC, the Nintendo nerd with the Nintendo, and this might also be a video for readers? I don't know, because it's not necessarily a game I'm talking about. It is going to be an app that's on the Nintendo Switch. It's called InkyPen, and it's a app to where you can go and read comics and most recently manga. And it's an interesting thing that they're doing. Uh, Even though it's not a game, I felt like it was something important to the Switch and important to the stuff I believe and am an advocate for it. So, apparently InkyPen, like I said, it's just a place to read comics. And then they partnered with Kodansha, a big manga publisher who does like Fairy Tale, which is probably one of my favorite, Attack on Titan, a lot of big manga. And it's interesting that they did this because InkyPen is also starting off only on the Switch. Now, I'm going to go through the app on my Switch, just show you kind of what's going on, and talk about why I like it, why I hope it becomes a successful and bigger thing, but also I think it, even though I like that it's on the Switch to start with, for what I want it to do, it does need to expand beyond just the Switch. Now, it is interesting to think that something like this would start on a Switch. I don't know why. The Switch has focused mainly on just its gaming. Eventually it got Hulu, it got YouTube, and thinking of a comic manga app of likes is a really cool thing. And I'm excited to see what this actually does. However, there are some weird things about it that hasn't reached its full potential yet. So, let's just look at this. As you can see, there was a screen. You can sign up for it. It's $7.99 a month, and there's a lot on here. I'm not sure if it's worth that. There's also no point in logging in unless you pay. There's no like free trial, but there are free previews. They're usually like just the first chapter, first volume of something. But they have a lot of stuff on here, which is really cool. This is mainly just the regular comics, the free ones you can actually look at. Like here's Archie, and so let's just look at what's on here. It shows you all these. I've read Archie a lot as a kid, watched the show. But yeah, just looking at the first one, you can see that I'm playing this docked for now, but I'll show you later that it's actually better handheld. But yeah, it's pretty easy controls. You just flip right through. You can zoom in. The zooming in on the using just the stick, it's not too cooperative, I guess. Like it gets the job done, but it's going to be like a little aggravating. You feel like you don't have too much control. But there's also a scroll, and I actually do not like this at all. It's scrolls by page, so then you still have to work your way down. And I like the format. If you could just scroll down by panel, I think that would be cooler. I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. There's not too many features you need to worry about. It's good. Rotate, I don't know why you would do that, especially if it was docked. That comes in more on the handheld. Oh, that's weird now. I don't like. But yeah, there's a lot of free ones. Now, you can search, settings don't matter, my comics don't matter because you gotta log in, and the only reason it's important to log in is if you're actually paying for it. But just starting with, I'll get to manga last. Strips. There are no strips, though I do not even know why they put that as a choice. Indie, there's a few indie things. It could be interesting. Now manga. There is quite a bit of manga series on here. There are no free previews or whatever. You have to be signed in to read any of these. Unfortunately, they also do not have full series for all these. Like if you want to read all of Fairy Tail, I assume even if you pay for it, it's not all here. And that's the downfall. Because if you do pay for it, you wouldn't want to pay to read these manga. See? And then you can't even get through the whole series if you're paying for it. And I've read manga digitally through Crunchyroll. They do, some of them they have the whole series for, like the shorter ones, like Fuka, I was able to read on Crunchyroll. They might have taken out the first chapters. They do it like they publish each chapter weekly, but then eventually they start taking away some of the earlier chapters. Doing the same thing with Eden Zero, but then they started taking some away. But yeah, there's a lot on here. And like a Gene, I have this one in a physical copy, and I have up to 8 volumes. This one only goes up to 4. So, I like what they're doing. I like there being ways to read manga legally. That way, all these scanlations that people are going to, it's hard to convince someone to join an app like this, even though it could be really convenient if they don't have all the stuff. And maybe more is going to be coming. That's what I'm hoping for. They released this or partnered with Kodansha in March, and I didn't see that they did this. Nintendo didn't actually release the trailer on their YouTube until a few days ago, like the 27th, 26th of February, or not February, of April. So it's weird. I don't know why they didn't promote this more. And apparently, InkyPen has been around since the end of 2018. So, I don't know. I think they could, market it more. Sometimes Nintendo's marketing is weird. But there's some great manga on here. Sales at work. I've watched anime. I would read Your Lie in April. There's so much on here. But they need to make sure they have all of it. And maybe they don't have all of it because Kodansha wants them to be able to actually sell the volumes themselves. Who knows? I don't know what their deal was and what terms they came. But, Rave Master's on here. I didn't see that before. I would actually, and I probably am going to, at least get a month of this just to read some of these that I haven't been able to read before. Or just, didn't even know they existed. But I do hope they expand, they get more. Even if they don't get more series right now, if they can just finish series. Because that's the biggest thing. The thing I hate the most is starting a series and then not being able to finish it for whatever reason. And it's happened with me on a few different things. So I hope it does get better. I don't know if it will. Now I'm going to just pull out a Switch from the dock. And the best thing to do is, no Joy-Cons. It can be completely touchscreen. See, it's super helpful, and that way when you go, and reading, it's a little slow, but whatever. When you are reading, and you do the rotate, look at that, it's super cool. So I really like the way this app works and it's laid out. And it's really cool that it started on the Switch. I love it. I love that Nintendo's getting more stuff. And it's not just the typical, Netflix, maybe Amazon. It's not all these popular streaming services. They're giving other services a chance too. And it's great. Because there's a lot of cool things people don't use or know about. And I'm just really hoping this kicks off. Because I'm a big advocate for not using these illegal sites to either stream or to pirate. I'm really against it, and maybe that comes from someone who makes their own content, who writes, makes music, all this stuff. I'm really against it. I try to get people to look at the reasoning why this is harmful to people who create stuff. It doesn't always go through, unfortunately. But you gotta support the things you love. And that's why I like what this is doing. And though it might seem like it's in an early stage and it could grow more, you gotta support it in order to hope it grows more. And even though I'm not the biggest digital reader, I do want to support what they're doing. And they do have um, manga on here that I haven't found physical copies of. So this is another great reason to do it. So I really suggest you at least check out InkyPen. You can read some of the previews they do have and what's available. See if you like it. Give it a chance. $7.99 for 1 month isn't that bad. People are stuck at home anyways. If you read manga as fast as I do, you can read a lot of manga in 1 month for $7.99. And 1 month isn't going to kill you. If you don't like it, stop then. I don't know. I'm going to try it, see what I like, see if it will hold up, even have enough to interest me. But I'm going to say, if you like comics, even besides just manga, this has a ton. There's so much you can look through. And I don't know if you would even get bored on the comic side. So, yeah, check it out. But what do you think? Is this kind of something you would be interested in? Are you also on the same stance as I about downloading, pirating, streaming from these illegal sites where they make money but the creators actually don't? I just can't stand seeing people do that. And if I could find a way to get rid of all of them myself, I would spend all day just getting rid of websites like that. But nothing I can do about it. But yeah, let me know what you think about all of this. And if you like what I have to say, go ahead and like this video. If you want to see me talk more about stuff on the Switch, anything I read, whatever, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. You can see when all that happens. But until then, thank you for watching. I am the AC, and bye.